Welcome to Rocks Talks. Oh my goodness, we have lots to talk about today. First, we got to talk about responding. Then we have to talk about Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, why? Why did you leave us? And some other great things. I hope you're having a great day. I don't know about you, but I feel like this week is dragging on. I really do. And it's funny because Scott said to me last night, he's like, man, this week is long. I'm like, I know. Every day I think it's a day later. Like yesterday was truly Thursday in my mind, but it was only Wednesday. I know we have those weeks where they go by quickly. This is not one of them. That being said, it hasn't been a bad week. It's been a week of renewal, rebirth, and me kind of figuring out what is this era of Rocks Talks. What does this week of Rocks Talks look like? And it's been a nice mixture of things. Lots of content creation. Y'all had one of the coolest moments yesterday. I got up early even before I was sitting down with you, and I opened my phone and I saw an ad with me in it. I'm like, that's me. It was like, on Instagram, how you get targeted. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. Oh, so that was kind of fun. And I reached out to the client and they said that the ad was doing really, really well, which was cool to see because I did it, golly, a month or two ago, and it's still rolling. And I got to see it. So that was fun. In fact, I shared it on my stories. So if you go to @Rocks Talks, it might still be there because I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. So responding, golly, y'all. I think, when you announce to the world, and I guess as an HD manifestor, even more so than most, that you're doing something, when you inform the world you're doing something, there are going to be people who respond and who reach out and all of those things and who want things. Who have questions, who have all of these things. And yesterday I was like, wow, I had this realization because whenever you get a text message, I got a text message from someone saying, I have a proposal. I'd love to talk to you about X, Y, and Z. Another person saying, hey, we got to get together and all these other things. And I thought my first inclination immediately is to stop, drop, roll, and respond. And I said to myself, Roxanne, you don't have to respond in this moment. We are such a responsive society, which kind of makes sense if you know about HT and generators and manifesting generators. You all are meant to respond, but the rest of us aren't. And honestly, I don't know that anyone is meant to respond and react as quickly as we feel like we have to all the time. If you think about it, back in my day, when I was a young warthog, we didn't have cell phones. And I don't mean to sound old and crotchety, but that makes a huge difference. Cell phones, which really are little mini computers now. You think about it. My parents, when they would go out, we'd be home. We would not hear from them. They're like, I'll be back in a few hours. Okay. Unless they went to a what is it called? A payphone and called us. And we just knew that was the way it was going to be. Now, that is not the way that it is. Right now, you can text throughout. I could text. If I was a child, I could text my parents. They could text me back. Man, oh man, they might have cameras in the house and they could be watching what I'm doing. It's a totally different thing. And so we feel like we have to respond and be connected all the time. And so yesterday I said to myself, as I was working, I gave myself I had a list. I'm in the list phase. It ebbs and flows, but right now I have a list of things I want to accomplish. And I know that I'm not going to accomplish everything on the list, and I'm okay. What I'm doing is I'm carrying the things over that I don't accomplish to the next day, and it feels good. And some have been on there all week, and some of them are getting those ticked off. But I said to myself, as I'm trying to be productive, and I am being productive, and I'm doing the things that I'm passionate about, I'm getting people who are asking me questions about stuff. And also with some of these projects I'm sunsetting, people who are like, hey, what about this? Not realizing that I'm not doing that anymore. And I thought to myself, A, yes, you could go ahead and answer the question, but B, you're not supposed to anymore. You don't need to anymore. That does not serve me. So I literally was responding back saying, hey, I don't do that anymore. Check with this person or check with that person. And then the other thing too was for those people who are asking me to respond to them today, I said, I can pause. I don't have to respond immediately. I gave myself that permission to take a pause, complete what I was doing, and then when I felt like it, respond. Now, I have to admit, of course, I have this, so I had to fight that inner obligation, right? That inner socialization that makes us think that the second someone messages or the second someone does anything, you have to respond. I'm like, I need to act like I'm a 20-some-year-old guy who doesn't respond for a day or two. You know the kind. I couldn't wait that long, but I did. And the other thing I did that it was really fun, and I think this is important if you are in a space where you've decided you're moving on from something, and you're leaning into something, and you will get what I say, don't trip over dollars to save pennies, or don't trip over whatever it is. Like, don't focus on the minutia, the little things, when the big thing is on the way. And that's always something that I think I have been learning more and more. And I look back and go, oh, I was tripping over. Is it tripping over dollars to save pennies? Whatever it is. Tell me if you know, please, in the chat. Thanks for listening. So I found myself getting a proposal from someone who wanted help with a big charity event showcase she's doing next month in LA. Big deal, like big deal for music and whatnot and performing arts. And I was like, and she was like, hey, so what I want to offer you, because it's a nonprofit, is like we can barter and you can have an ad. And I was like, no, I'm good. She's like, you don't want an ad? I'm like, I don't really know what I do an ad for. I don't know what the Roxanne Peony era is where an ad would make sense. And it just feels like it would be extra work. I'm like, here's what, and I was also like, I can give you advice, but I don't want to be beholden to you in the next month where I am like on retainer having to do and deadline things. I said, what I'm happy to do is, like, I asked her some questions. I told her what she needs to do. I'm like, you need XYZ, you need a LinkedIn page. You need to be posting these videos, and this is how on Instagram. I told her all the things. And she's like, I want to compensate you, which she can if she wants, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I said, you're welcome to message me, and, I will get back to you if you have any other questions, but this is the information you need. And that felt really good. I could have been like, well, hey, because she's like, if you don't want an ad, what's your rate? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not messing with that. That's me tripping over pennies to get dollars or whatever, tripping over dollars to go for pennies that didn't make sense. I'm like, here's my goodwill. Here it is. And let me move on. So I think I would say my challenge to you is to ask yourself, are you responding too much or too quickly? And is that getting in the way of your peace, getting in the way of your intentions for the day? If you're a mom, well, yeah, you are. The answer is yes, you are. But think about that a little bit. I mean, I don't have kids in the house. I did not birth any children myself. I am a stepmom. But what I find is, even with Baylor and soon to be Maisie, and with my husband, I'm responding a lot. And I'll start something and then they'll need something. Baylor will decide she's hungry, or she needs some loving, or she needs some sun. And it's like, okay. So it's a challenge, but you got to find that balance to keep your peace. And then also, like, sometimes it's just give, like, here it is. I don't need your money. I don't need to, like, find some convoluted thing to make it make sense. Here's the information, because I didn't want to be, freedom when it comes to me professionally is like my happy place right now. It's not my happy place right now. Harbaugh left. Everyone was saying he's going, Roxanne, he's going. I'm like, no, he's not. They've been saying for 3 years, if not longer, oh, he's going to leave. He's going back to the NFL. He's going to leave Michigan. And I get a text yesterday from my father. And the text just says, sorry, Roxanne. That's his accent. That's how it says. That's how I read it. And I thought to myself, okay, he said, sorry. I was like, oh, crap. I go, not Michigan. And he said, yep, Harbaugh's going. He goes, you can watch Harbaugh in LA. And I just went, no. I know on paper it all makes sense. I know. But my emotional maize and blue blood is a sad, sad girl. I'm happy for him. I don't know what's going to happen to our golly gee willikers, our team with the transfer portal and all the things, and who's going to be the coach. Is it going to be Sharon Moore? Some people are saying it's going to be some other people. I won't name them here. It's like, how'd you know that? But I'm like, my heart hurts. I'm happy for him, and I hope he goes and he wins a Super Bowl. And I hope that he's able to, Herbert, he needs a good coach. But man, Michigan needs Harbaugh. Okay. All right. I'll let it go. Thank you. Hail to the victors. Thank you for all the years and all the fun, and beat Ohio State. I got accepted to the TikTok shop yesterday, which I'm very excited about, because there's a lot of stuff going on with the TikTok shop and a lot of opportunities there. And so I signed up for it last week, but I used my new address, and apparently whatever TikTok uses did not recognize my new address yet. So I got in the manual, like, checkpoint Charlie. The good news is that I am now approved. So I was like, yay. I was annoyed with it. I'm not patient. I'm like, grah. But I'm in, and I actually did my first video. I said this morning, I'm like, I'm going to do a video. So Black Girl Vitamins is a company that I've worked with in the past, and I did a quick video for them just to see, just test out this TikTok shop thing to see how that's going to work. So if you follow me on TikTok Rocks Talks podcast, you can check that out. And I'm curious to see what's going to be going on. I have committed to doing a video a day starting in February on TikTok Shop with a TikTok Shop video. I might be doing more videos than that, but at least for a month, I'm committed to that. So, but I'm loving it. I'm feeling the juices flowing, and I just worked on some content this week for 2 other companies and for their Valentine's promotions, and I'm super excited about those. And going out into the world. So it's just a lot of fun things happening. And I think I had a lastly. We said Harbaugh. We talked about responding. I don't remember what it was. But I will. Today I'm going to the gym, and I'm actually going to go to Lifetime and spend the morning there, do a little yoga, do a little dance. I'm going to come back in this afternoon, and then I'll do some more content creation and whatnot. But hanging out with you is always a strong point and a fun point, and I appreciate you. I remember what I was gonna say. Did you hear about a bunch of newspapers are laying people off like crazy pants? And I don't care about what you feel about newspapers. It's a really odd thing to think that news is getting decimated. Like, laying off 20,000 people, or laying off I think they said that, what did I read? I can't remember who it was. Oh, even Sports Illustrated, they laid off most of their staff. And you got 12,000 here. And apparently a lot of local newspapers, they have gone out of business completely over the last year. It is really kind of sad. I bought a magazine yesterday or the other day, and I'm glad that I did. It was $7, which that's a little different, but it's because people aren't probably buying them. And it's it was bi-monthly, but it's an interesting era, and I wonder, where are we going to get our news? And are we going to feel comfortable with that news? And what do we lose? I realize that news has gotten a little, but what do we lose by not having local news stations or local news outlets, whether it be newspaper or whatever it might be? What are we losing? And do we even realize what we're losing? And what are we going to do about it? Ponder that for a moment. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Please, and watching, please go ahead and comment. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. I love that. I appreciate you all so much. I'd love to hear your feedback, and go be great. Bye.